Welcome everybody to what's the 17th week, I think?
Uh,
18.
18.
17th.
Let's check.
Yeah, we're getting up there. We're getting up
Yes,
there.
18.
Yeah. Starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. By a show of hands, who finished the reading?
It doesn't mean I understand it though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm so happy I'm not the only one.
We'll see what I get to look forward to. I get to look forward to reading something that I probably don't understand either. Yeah.
It was interesting. I did enjoy it. I just didn't fully comprehend everything on it. So
Yeah. Even though I didn't finish my reading, I did do my questions. So I did do that. I scanned through and wrote about 6 or 7 questions. So, and I got everybody else's questions in here, and I got yours in there too. Yaish, I got the
Sorry about that.
picture one you sent. I actually had to put it in a graphic editor, and I made it into a matching. So I did an A, B, C.
That
And then
works
there's A,
too.
B, C, and then you match them together.
I don't know how to word it because I know you can add pictures, but I didn't know how actually it will work.
So since you were doing like well, that shut off. Since you're doing kind of like a multiple choice kind of a thing, oh, the battery must have died on it. Oh well, I guess you're gonna put me being in the dark, I guess. But you'll see it when we get there.
Okay.
So, what challenges did you have for your reading? Obviously, mine where I didn't do my reading. That's my challenge. Oh, and let's go back. What were our commitments to each other last week? I know I failed mine already. I don't know. We have to bother writing mine down. Shotzi, did you do your commitment for last week?
mine was reading every day, and I did not on 2 of the days, but every other day I done okay. I just happened to work late a couple of days, so I just
Right.
ran out of time during the day.
Hey, you make more towards your goal than I made towards mine. Is that gonna be your goal for next week too?
Yes.
Read every day. Yeah, I'm gonna write mine down too. Chuck, read every day. Get caught up. That's what I get caught up. And feel free to shoot me a text message or an email. Say, Chuck, did you do your reading? Feel free to do that. That's what this group's about. It's about accountability. Aisha, did you make your cards?
Yes, sir. 10 of them.
Nice. You were getting really, really good at writing test questions, by the way.
Oh, really?
Good. Yes, I love your test questions.
Oh, thank you. I think I got that from my parents. They're both college teachers, so
Uh-huh.
I kind of have that in my blood, I guess.
Yes. Is that going to be your goal for next week? 10 cards again?
Yes, I think the flashcard really helped, at least memorizing things. So I'm gonna keep with that one. Absolutely.
Yep. Well, you weren't here last week, Marshall, but I know in your previous weeks you said that you were going to do reading on the train.
Which I did actually. So instead of reading 70 pages in one shot, I was able to break it up where I would do maybe 5 or 6 pages during my commute in and home. So instead of spending 2 hours, it was a lot quicker.
So the only failure in this room is me? Really? Wow.
Well, did you learn anything from it?
Yeah, I could, here's the thing. I could have easily come on and said I did my reading and you would have known any different, but that's just not how I am. I mean,
I did the same thing last week or the week before.
Well, because here's the thing. It's not that I got some huge moral compass. Chuck's got a bad memory. That's what it is. If I'd have said I did my reading and then you would have come back 2 weeks ago and you said, Chuck, you did your reading, and I would have mistakenly I said, no, I didn't. And plus that way when you guys miss your reading, you won't feel as bad. Because you're like, hey, wait a minute, Chuck missed his reading. Yes. Marshall, what did you read through that you didn't understand? I'll see if I can help. I can't guarantee anything because I didn't do my reading.
Page 1313, 16-18.
16.
It's the various like wireless LAN signal modulation techniques. I had to read it over a few times, and I looked through YouTube and online to see if I could find any, any supporting material or something that would help explain it better.
So 1618, the top of mine says elements of design, comma, continued. Is that same as yours?
Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. Page 1313.
1313.
1313. Yep. Which is 16-18 on the bottom.
There we go. Now that makes sense. Various types of radio systems rely on different modulation techniques. In addition to those described, the following techniques are used by the IEEE 2.11. Two different phase angles are used. Two angles are usually out of phase by 180 degrees.
Yeah, those first two I was able to understand. It's just I had to read through over and over again the QAM,
Right.
OFDM. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do, Marshall. I'll see if I can't find some resources for this. I'm gonna write this down. 1313.
It's so funny, Marshall. I actually spent close to an hour just right before this meeting looking for the same exact concept in YouTube, and I found
Same thing.
quite a few videos. I also found like a webinar about it that I also watch, and like a white paper.
Is that in the resources that you sent over in your email?
Sadly, no, because I sent an email this morning and I found the resources just an hour ago. But I'm more than happy to also share those videos, because for me, I think I'm getting there. Like I know the basics, but I still, as Marshall, it's kind of complicated to remember. Like after.
Yep. If you email those over to me, I'll put those resources on the page when I publish it later tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Aisha, what did you struggle with in your reading?
The same as Marshall. I
13,
mean, for
13?
me, that page and like Wi-Fi in general, like radio frequency, like the properties in general, I didn't know anything about it. And for me, it was kind of hard to actually wrap my head around all the concepts and try to memorize them, and just figuring out how to apply that in real world scenarios. So.
Right. And then those resources that you got, they really helped you get through that?
Yes, actually, they help a lot.
Nice.
So I'm gonna definitely share those with you guys.
Yeah, definitely email them to me and I'll put them on the resource thing. Mr. Schatzi, what did you struggle with in your reading?
Mine was the same thing with the technical information on the wireless. I mean, as long as I've installed it, I've never had to really delve into the technical side of it. So mine was the same thing. So I kind of skipped over it a little bit more than I should have.
Yep. Marshall, what was your aha moment when you were doing your reading? Would you say, hey, wow, that makes sense to me now?
I mean, for the most part on chapter 15, data networks, I understood. I can't say I had an aha moment, especially on the wireless network side. There was just a few pages I had to read over and over again and just see if I could find any resources online that that could help explain it better.
Gotcha. Put my phone on silent.
Yep. Unfortunately, it wasn't a aha moment though.
Gotcha. Yeah, Aisha, what was your aha moment?
Like same here, not really any aha moment. I was just trying to comprehend the information. The data network part looks quite similar with the one showing in the data center standard. So that was kind of my aha moment when I was like, oh yeah. The classification with the spaces and systems in a data network, I was like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
Gotcha. Shotzi, what was your aha moment?
Actually, it was where it was talking about in the wireless chapter about the Fresnel lines and the zones. That made sense after I read through that. Like, oh, okay, it's not just exactly line of sight, especially with the radio frequencies. It's got the zones that you can have a little modulation. Because I've done a couple point-to-point systems where there was no way to do an exact line of sight with it, but it still worked as long as it was pretty close aimed at each other. I was like, oh, okay. So.
Right. Are you gonna be able to apply that in something in your work?
Oh yeah. Oh, hopefully. The next time I do one of those systems.
So I know
at the very least, I could explain why it's working when it's not dead looking at each other. And we're like, oh yeah, it's the Fresnel zones.
Right,
completely.
right. So both John and Paul said they weren't going to make it tonight. So I know you guys will be watching. So number one, send me what your challenge is. Number two, what was your aha moment? Number three, what was your thing that you had difficulty in reading? Now, I think Paul said he didn't able to get his reading done, so he can fit in the camp with Chuck. But I think I'd take the cake because I didn't do any of my reading. So I'd take the cake on that one. Yeah, I apologize for that. It's just been one of them weeks, it really has been. Which I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, right? We all have have those good weeks and have them bad weeks, and this was just not one of them weeks. And especially considering I got up at 4 a.m. this morning to catch my flight.
Oh,
Yeah,
what's bedtime?
and I literally pulled into the hotel at what time was it? 7 o'clock tonight. And I had to put all the test questions into test things before the meeting. Oh well, it is what it is. So now we got two options. So we got test questions from both chapters 15 and 16. We got a little over 20 questions that were submitted by everybody, and the ones I put in there as well. So we can review those 20 questions, or we can do all of chapter 15, which includes the questions from last week and this week and chapter 16, or just do the questions from this week. I'll leave that up to you guys. You tell me what you want me to do.
Either. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying the ones for this week too.
You mean for last week and this week, or but?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
The only thing though, I just have to drop off at 8:45.
Okay. Yeah, we've been typically been getting done like in 35 to 40 minutes, but if you have to drop off, that's fine.
Okay.
All righty. So let me pull up the first one then. Let me see which one is.
Oh, sorry,
Yes.
Chuck. Before we go into the questions, I had a question on a graphic that I found in one of these pages, and I had a comment, concern, suggestion for Bixie, if you will.
For Bixie?
Yeah,
Or
like
for me?
for Bixie, not for you.
Okay.
I mean, it will be. Let me see. This is in page 1532.
What's the PDF number?
Oh, sorry. PDF number will be 1279.
Yeah, because I shot a question over to Bixie this week for last week's live Q&A. They haven't responded yet. Once they respond, I'll hit them back with yours. What was yours?
So it's just about the graphics. So this is about the centralized topology and the table of rack topology. The pictures look exactly the same, and I know that the diagram is correct because they're both going through a centralized switch, but the top of the rack one actually go from the centralized to the switch at the top of the rack. So they have it going straight to their cabinet or rack servers. So I wish I can share my screen to show this better.
Yeah, you can share your screen. Hold on, let me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all I can do is give you permission.
Oh.
Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Share screen. All participants. Okay, you should be allowed to share your screen now.
Awesome. So can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
So this is the topology, the networking. So this is centralized topology, and you have server racks. They all go to a centralized switch. Perfectly fine. Then when you go to the top of the rack picture, it looks exactly the same. You go from the rack to the centralized switch. When in reality, you go from the rack to the top, to the switch on the top, and then to the centralized switch. So I don't like that, if that makes sense. Like it will be better if they add like a little rectangle with a switch to
Yeah, I see what
kind
you're
of better
saying.
represent that it goes first to a switch and then into the rack. I don't know if that makes sense.
No,
So
it
it needs
does.
more of a profile view.
Right. If
Yeah. Okay.
you got a profile view, you will be able to see this actual switch. But from this top view, you see the cabinet, and I probably know that it goes to a switch, but it doesn't really represent that, at least.
Yeah, but if you're giving this graphic on a test, you wouldn't know which
Right.
one we're referring to, whether it was top of rack or the other one.
Correct, because they look exactly the same.
Let me put on my safety glasses so the letters don't jump off the page and injure my eye. 1279. And what was the page number for the other one?
1277.
1277. Okay. Yeah, when they respond back, I'll hit them with that one. Just see what they say.
All right.
Not giving any answers because I don't have any pull of Bixie, but
Yeah.
never know.
So,
You never know.
Yeah, we can always try. Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So, all right, so let me flip over to chapter. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. JMG4. JMG4. Get that out. JMG4. Start the test. Oh, it's got to be capped, I bet you. JMG4. There we go. Alrighty, so let me flip back over and I'll share this screen. Marshall, since you weren't here last time, you get the first question, buddy.
Yippee!
Were your ears burning?
No, not yet.
Okay, so here is the first question. And this is one of the first match questions that Yaisha came up with. So there's the 7 layers of the OSI model. You just got to tell us, you just got to match them. So
Okay.
what number 1 is layer 7? Which letter do you think layer 7 is?
That's the application layer, letter E.
Okay. Yaisha, what's the layer 6?
That will be presentation layer. We see.
Shotzi, number 3.
I think it's the session layer.
F. Yep. So hold on, I gotta go through that acronym in my head now. Hold on a second. The one that Yaisha told us last week. So we already have all people seen, so it's T, so it'd be transport.
Love it.
Yeah, see? You taught me something, Yaisha.
Woohoo!
Yes. Marshall, layer 3.
That one is the network layer, G.
Network layer. Okay. Shotzi?
The data link layer is layer 2.
Okay, that's D. And Yaisha?
Will be the physical layer, of course.
Nice.
That's processing in my acronym, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let me see. So going back down to Marshall in an open. Actually, I think you guys read the questions last week. You know how we did it?
Mm.
You read the question and then get the answer. Okay, so Marshall, read the question and tell us what you think the correct answer is.
Sure. In the open systems interconnection reference model, each layer provides services to any other layer, the layer below, both the layer above and below, the layer above. OSI model, each layer provides services to the layer above.
Yes, I had to look at my notes on that one. That's right, Yaisha? Because I think it's your question.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Yep. Shotzi, number 9.
In the open systems interconnection reference model, blank are the connection points between layers. I think it's the service access points, if I remember right.
Yes.
Okay. I did remember something. Yay.
I'll do number 10. The hardware component that connects a station to the network medium is called the NIC, Network Interface Card. See, I didn't do my reading. I got it. Yes. Marshall, number 11.
Which network is created by linking the LANs located in 2 or more buildings that are in close proximity with each other? MAN, CAN, WAN, or PAN? That's the Metropolitan Area Network, MAN.
Actually, it's campus.
Campus. You know, I think that was, the funny thing is, I think that was my question too.
Love it.
Well, you wrote it 2 weeks ago, so you're expected not to remember.
Yeah.
You've slept since then. Whose turn is that? I lost track. I guess I'll just go down my order. So I'll take number 12. Which of the following is the framework? Hold on. Which of the following is the framework ISO developed for classifying, processing? Oh, I got this question last week.
Yeah, you did.
OSI model. So number 12. Yaisha, number 13.
Okay. Blank is usually the most demanding of all network applications from a search perspective. Whether it's networking, video conference, network operating system software, virtual LANs. I have no idea.
Take a guess.
I'm gonna take a guess. I'm gonna say virtual LANs.
Video conferencing.
Because
you're doing audio and video, so it chews up a whole bunch of
that makes sense.
Resources. Shotzi?
Which of the following choices allow multiple servers to be housed within the same physical host without compromising the benefits of being separate physical server? Virtualization.
Yes. Was that one of your questions?
No.
Oh, good job. Good job. Marshall, number 15.
Which of the following video communications is an example of group video conferencing?
I think this is your question, Marshall.
Yeah, I can't get this one wrong. So it's definitely point to multi-point, but yeah, I've already proved that. So that's none of the above.
Yeah, that's what you had answered. I haven't had a chance to go back and look at it. What is it? Do you remember off the top of your head?
It's point to multi-point bidirectional.
Gotcha. Okay.
Group video conferencing.
16. The entrance room in a Class 1 data center served by at least 2 connections from the same or different access provider. The entrance room in a classroom data center served by at least 2 connections. These 2 connections. So that would be your redundancy. I'm going to say it's true. It's true. What's 16? False. I got it wrong. Dang it.
That's for more than class 3 and above, I think.
Yeah, because I remember that still you had the redundancy, and then the dual redundancy from different access providers, and it just kind of stacked up.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I didn't do my reading, so I got an excuse. Aisha, number 17.
Sure. Multiple entrance room ERs are required for blank class 3 or higher data center infrastructure.
Was this yours? Was this your question?
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh, okay. Yes. So that was it. Shotzi, number 18.
A class 4 data center requires each equipment distribution area to be served by blank horizontal distribution areas. Class 4 requires each served by 2.
Yes. Very good. Marshall, number 19.
And the data center entrance room is served by 2 access provider connections. Typically, service is provided from 2 different point of presence that are at least blank apart. That is, I'm reading this one, 66 feet, 20 meters.
I would like to know the reasoning behind that.
The reason?
Yeah. Was it in the readings? Did they say why it had to be 66 feet, or did they just want their statement?
There's a reason why, because they do some excavation and maintenance. They have enough space to do it without disturbing the other. And they need to do like a reparation.
Mm-hmm.
Since there's a redundant path, they need to have separation so they don't damage both in case of something goes bad.
Gotcha. So this one's mine. In an end of row computer room cabling topology, blank levels of switches are used. I have no idea. No idea.
2.
I was gonna
say
do that.
Oh, no, my bad.
Number 21. Don't go easy on the old man because he didn't do his reading.
So I apologize.
Yeah, not a problem. Yaisha, 21.
A router is a network access device that provides a centralized point of LAN communication, media, and management activities. True.
21. It's false.
It's false. That's a switch.
It's a switch.
I
That was one of my
those two
questions.
confused. I get all of those two confused.
That was one of my questions. You gotta watch it. I'm sneaky like that.
Yeah. It's not the same. That's how.
Yep.
That's why I got confused.
Yep. Shotzi, 22.
A blank is a network access device that provides a centralized point for LAN communication, connections, and management activities. Wasn't that a switch?
Yes.
Okay.
Marshall, 23.
A router is a combination of hardware and software, typically in the form of a specialized device. It's a combination of hardware and software. False.
Correct answer is true.
Hardware and software.
Yep. I could answer this, but it's my question. The software associated with general purpose servers on a network is called NOS software. I forgot to put the blank on the NOS. See, there you go. I got to fix that test question. Hold on. Let me make a note. 24, fix. How'd you like that? OS, MOS, NOS, and POS. Okay, so that was that one. So let's go ahead and close that. I'll open up the other test. Okay, I'm gonna just publish it real quick so make sure all of the questions are in there. Okay. So the access code is 37MT. 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 And these are available for you guys to practice anytime you want on the you can access them on the Tdmm page I publish out every week.
I keep meaning to try that. Like,
yep, they're there, so they can go back to them at any time you want.
I'm gonna put that on my list for this week.
Accountability list.
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna take all the tests or just one test or what's?
No,
give me a number.
I'm gonna have to start with one.
Okay. Which one are you gonna do? Which chapter?
I'm gonna go through the beginning because
So
I
the
haven't.
very first one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Complete test.
I remember anything.
That's a good challenge for everybody. Hint. Hint. Hint.
You are right. You are right.
Okay, so I don't remember whose question it is. I know it's not mine. So I'll do this one. We'll work our way through it. So the doubling of signal power will result in double the gain, 3 dB gain, 6 dB gain, or intermodulation distortion. Did you make that up? Was that a term you made up? Intermodulation distortion. Who wrote this question?
I did.
Did you make that term up?
It is in the book.
Oh, is it?
It
well, the answer is 3 dB.
Yes.
6 dB would be for attenuation. So I happen to know that because it's also in testing. So, okay, Yaisha, number 2.
Sure. This is the absorption change in direction of weight from at the interface between the two dissimilar medias as the incident wavefront enters the second medium. This is refraction.
Yes, excelente. Shotzi, number 3.
A minimum of blank percent F1 Fresnel Zone 1 clearance is required for reliable service. It's 60.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes. Okay. Marshall, give us number 4, please. What is absorption? And I don't think I wrote these down.
Absorption. Let's take a look. Atmospheric attenuation due to rain or fog, depending on waves. Nope, it's definitely not B. It's kind of long range. Nope, it's not C. Signal is not atmosphere that have underlying dense that have varying densities. Uh-oh. A or D. Radio waves reflect. Okay. Atmospheric attenuation. We'll go with varying speed. Varying densities. Let's go with A.
Yes, it is A. Okay, so it comes back up to me. So diffraction, bending the radio waves around a corner of a building. UF use tropospheric scattering for long-range operation. RF waves as traverse through layers of the atmosphere that have varying densities. Radio waves that reflect off surface of the lake. I'm gonna say D. Am I right or wrong on that one? Yeah, you should. This is your question, I think, right?
You're wrong.
Yeah, let me look at your email real quick. I bet I think I'm wrong. So it was that is bending the radio waves around the corner.
Yeah.
Bending radio waves around the corner. So I got that one wrong. But I got one right question tonight. Jeez. Aisha.
Scattering, it'll be ultra high frequencies use tropospheric scattering for long range transmission.
So it'll be C.
Yes, sir.
Marshall, refraction.
Refraction. It's D.
You said it was D?
Yep.
Well, if that's D, then reflection has to be E.
Yeah, I got one.
When you guys go take this test later on, I'm going to have it so it randomizes these. So just so you know. Okay, so Yaisha, number 9.
The troposphere is the portion of the Earth upper atmosphere where ions and electrons are present in quantity sufficient to affect the propagation of radio waves. This is false. This is as the ionosphere is that portion of the Earth.
Very good. Shotzi, number 10.
Blank is the process of altering the amplitude, frequency, or phase of a carrier signal in a measured way, which allows for other signals such as voice, data, and video to be added to it. That is modulation.
Excellent. Marshall, number 11.
Which of the following is not a technology consideration when designing a wireless network? Compatibility, scalability, retrofits. It's not a technology consideration. Design. One definitely one scalable. Retrofits.
Yes. Yes. Because if you think about it, the retrofits afterwards, right? It's not part of the design process.
Yeah, it's already an existing.
Yep. This is one of my test questions, by the way.
That's a tough one.
It was one of my test questions. And this one's one of mine, too. So the scalability of a network is defined by the system's accessibility, continuity, and consistency of service. And that is false. It was something else. I don't remember what it was. Did I write it down? No, I didn't write it down, but it's something else. But I know the answer is that's false, though. So, alrighty. Yaisha's question.
Oh boy.
So there's a graphic, and in the boxes there's an A and a B and a C. So you look at the bottom, you see A, B, and C, and you got to match it up with A, B, C on the other side. So what is A?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, so A is amplitude.
Okay. Shotzi, what is B?
Wavelength.
Yes. And Marshall, what is C?
C.
Winner, chicken dinner. Yes, those will be randomized in the future. So there you go. Hey, let's see how we did on our test. Oh, you know what's going to email me. That's right. I got set up so it pops over and gives you the results. Okie dokie. That's all I had. Unless you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints.
No.
I give you my word. I will be caught up in reading by next week. I give you my word. Give you my word. Shotzi, got to get your reading done every day. Yaisha, 10 more cards. Shotzi,
Yes, sir.
Do the test question. Marshall, did you give us your reading on the train? Is that going to be your goal for next week too?
I'm gonna keep on doing that, and I'll at least take one of the test that you post online.
Okay. Yep. Okay. The recording will post out later tonight, and the page will update. And so, see everybody next week. Be safe.
Bye.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
everyone.
Guys.
Have a good night. Bye.